Greetings, all Taurians. This is Core from Core Astrology, and I'm feeling incredibly blessed and honored to be here with you today to chat about a very momentous event. Actually, two of them, which are in very close proximity, so it could almost be seen as one event. We have on the 10th of January the Lunar Eclipse, and on the full moon lunar eclipse in Capricorn. And on the 12th of January, we have the Saturn Pluto conjunction, which only happens every couple of hundreds of years. So the last time this happened was 502 years ago. This is why this is a very important event for us, because it's not something that we're going to experience more than once in our lifetime. And today I'd like to expand for you, dear Taurians, on both of these events, the eclipse on the 10th of January as well as the Saturn-Pluto conjunction on the 12th of January, and what this means for you. So this is for all Taurians, for Sun, Moon or Ascendant Taurians. So for you Taurians, dear Taurians, these events are very big because Uranus has gone into Taurus recently, early on this year in March, and since then there's a sense of awakening and a sense of wanting to be more independent and have more freedom and be more innovative in the way that you approach life. This could relate also to your own physical body. It is something that seems very sudden to you. It's like a fast energy that's just come out of the blue, which might make you feel like there's a lot of disruption or chaos that it brings with it. Because it's a revolutionary energy that creates a lot of awakening within you. For this liberation and independence, there might initially be resistance from you. However, Uranus will be in this area for the next 7 years. So it would be wiser for you to accept this energy and move with it, even if it seems chaotic or sudden or destabilizing for you. As human beings, we evolve continuously, and especially now in the eclipse season, which started on the 26th of December with the new moon, which for you Taurians was in an area of your life where you were hopefully understanding the potential. I didn't get to do a video at the time, but all new moons are about taking time out to rest and to contemplate your hopes and dreams and wishes for the future. It's a time to be yin-like in your energy, to meditate, to reflect, connect with your higher self, connect to God, the universe, your guardian angels, and get the imagination and the downloads for this brewing sense of potential for the next 2 weeks ahead. And this new moon would have been a very strong one because it was an eclipse. And for you Taurians, this is falling in an area of your life that relates to foreign travel, foreigners, matters related to overseas, to belief systems, spirituality, philosophy, as well as any form of higher studies or learning like university degrees, or possibly even working with counselors or healers, or being a counselor or a healer, or hanging out with your guru. And there would have been this realization at the new moon on the 26th of December of this potential for such matters. And now as we approach the full moon eclipse on the 10th of January, which by the way is happening at 11:21 a.m. in Los Angeles on the 10th, also on the 10th in New York at 2:21 p.m., London 7:21 p.m. on the 10th, Johannesburg 9:21 on the 10th of January, Bali and Sydney are on the 11th of January, this full moon eclipse, at 3:21 a.m. in Bali and at 6:21 a.m. in Sydney. So during this full moon time for you Taurians, the focus is more on your communication skills and specifically what you are reading and writing and discussing. It's the words that you use, it's the thoughts that you have about your life and your environment, your siblings, your neighbors, your cousins, or even co-workers that you're working with. So during this full moon, the focus lies on this. And what happens during the new moon, which would have been the time that you would hopefully have set intentions for anything related to the higher studying or the overseas travel or foreigners or even legal matters or belief systems, religions, philosophies, etc. Over the 2 weeks that the moon grew from that new moon where the sun and the moon are together in the heavens, as the moon becomes full, so too become our emotions. So by the time the full moon arrives, which is on the 10th of January, dear Taurians, you might feel more emotionally loaded. There's a sense of expressing those emotions and feeling a sense of completion or fruits of your labor coming to a head. And with that, there could be a bit of frustration because perhaps you had 20 things on your to-do list and you only got 10 of them done by the full moon. And it's very important then to forgive yourself for what you haven't managed and realize there will be another new moon and another time to get these done. But at the same time, also be very grateful and thankful for what you have achieved. During these 2 weeks as the moon was growing, we say things in our life are growing too, including our emotions. And that is why we use the phrase lunatic, because during this lunation, as the moon is full, the word lunatics comes from the word luna, which means moon. We sometimes act out more emotionally than normal. So the advice given is to, when you're feeling frustrated or you're feeling emotionally laden, try focus on forgiveness and specifically also gratitude to calm things down for you. So also during the full moon, with the moonlight shining down onto us, it illuminates situations. So things that might have been lost could be found again during this time. And any secrets that you were not aware of might be revealed, specifically about siblings, neighbors, co-workers, and your immediate environment, and even maybe secrets you're keeping from yourself. You might just have this aha moment and think, oh gosh, I've come out somehow, suppressed that and pretended it didn't exist, and suddenly this thought and this realization comes to your attention again. So this eclipse season is really profound for us between the 26th of December 2019 and now in 2020, the 10th of January, lunar eclipse in Capricorn, because in the eclipse season, all of this is activated and the energies are much stronger. It's almost like it's more of an opportunity for evolutionary growth, because the energies are just stronger than a normal new moon and a normal full moon. So it becomes sort of a super dynamic period to work on your own evolutionary growth. So the day after the full moon eclipse on the 10th of January, we have Uranus going stationary in the heavens. This means it's been traveling what looks to us backwards from the view of the Earth to Uranus. It doesn't actually move backwards, it's just the visionary image of how we see it in the sky. And it's going to start moving forward. And during this time, when the Uranus, the planet that's been looking like it's going backwards, suddenly looks like it's stationary to move forward, its influence is so much stronger. And this is happening on the 11th of January. And this is what I'd mentioned in this video at the beginning of the video. Taurians is about this change that you're feeling inside of you. And Taurians are a fixed sign. They actually don't want things to change. They like to maintain and be traditional and hold on to things. And they are a material sign that likes to have a sense of belonging, home, family, material things. It likes to hold on to things. And when Uranus comes along and shakes this all up, it's challenging you to let go of certain of these material values that are so important to you and allow for a sense of liberation and freedom and change. So you will feel this possibly also very strong on the 11th going forward from there. What is making all of these events, not only the eclipse and the Uranus change for the Taurians that you'll be feeling, especially if you are born between 0 and 2 or 3 degrees of Uranus, because this is where Uranus is at the moment, or if you have any planets in Taurus in your chart at these degrees, you will feel this need of excitement and change and liberation and breakthrough in that area in your life. Compounded with this is this very wonderful conjunction of Saturn and Pluto, which only happens every 500 or 200 odd years. It happened 502 years ago in 1518, on the 5th of January in the year 1518, and prior to that, on the 22nd of December 1284, so that was 736 years ago. So this is something that not anyone on this planet will ever experience twice in their lifetime, which is why it is so profound. And it has been leading up to this conjunction all of 2019, and the eclipses in 2019 would have highlighted again this change in your area of your belief systems, your philosophies, your sense of higher learning and wanting to get degrees or become a professor or get your master's or just get an undergraduate, any form of higher studies, philosophies, travels, foreigners, belief systems, gurus, counselors. This is the area in your life that has been activated all of 2019, and there's a sense of an expiration date that's come with that. There's a sense that you've not felt good enough, or you've had fears or traumas or blockages holding you back in this area. And your soul is saying, enough of that. To become a more authentic version and a more evolved soul in this world, I'm going to let go of these blockages that make me believe XYZ in terms of your belief systems, that I'm not intelligent enough to have a master's or a PhD, which is why I'm busy getting one, or that living overseas is something I've always feared, so now I'm going to move overseas, or learning a new language or new philosophy, etc., is something that I used to fear, but now I want to actually look at this fear and see where is it coming from and why is it holding me back, because I actually want to do something in matters of law, of foreign travel, of higher studies. And by the time that Saturn and Pluto conjunct in the next couple of days, now in January, this is an incredibly massive pivotal turning point for you Taurians, because this is the chance for you to say, enough already. I'm not going to believe in this old structure that I believed in the last 29 years ago, which is when Saturn was in your 9th house too, an area in your chart which relates to the matters that I'm discussing. And in the last 29 years, the structures you've built up there served their purpose. However, now you've grown and you've learned all the wisdoms and your soul is ready for the next step, and it kind of wants to up it a notch. So there is a great sense of revival for you, and that you want to be the most best version and the most authentic version of yourself related to the matters that I've been discussing. It's a new area. It's a sense of a great awakening and a very dynamic time for you to grow and not resist this and say, you know what, I'm ready for this. I'm going to do this. And we're going to be spending most of 2020, all of us have the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in our charts, accepting and dealing and empowering ourselves, because Pluto is the planet of transformation. It's the planet of the phoenix arising from the ashes. There's something that the Taurians need to let go of in terms of the fear related to overseas matters, foreigners, travel, studies, counseling, gurus, as mentioned, the law. Something's been holding you back, and if you can let go of this empty version, this shell, if you continue in the old ways, you'll be just like a faint shell of what you can actually be, with the emptiness inside of you, and realize that you are actually a spiritual being having material experience, and you want your spirit, you want the whole inside of your body to be filled up. You want to honor your soul with integrity and with mastery, and do these changes, which are going to happen. They've been leading up the expiration date, like I can't do this anymore up until this point happens on the 12th of January. As Saturn and Pluto conjunct and moving forward, it's a time of rebuilding and empowering yourself to say, I no longer have these fears and anxieties about overseas or study related matters or about a certain belief system or philosophy. I'm now going to embrace it, and I'm going to learn more about it, and I'm going to empower myself through this new knowledge and this new wisdom or this new degree or this new country that I'm moving to, or a new foreigner that you meet, and learn languages or different foods, different dishes from them, anything to expand your mind. You are ready for this big, big growth. So it is a renovation, let's say, of this area of your life. And there's a sense also that you need to destruct and let go of things before you can restruct things. And most of 2019 was destructing and letting go of things that are keeping you from doing this. And this year, from the 12th of January on, is where you're restructuring this new version, this new authentic, spiritually evolved version of yourself, which is going to be very keen on mastery, because Saturn is in Capricorn, and Capricorn in your area of your life is about all the mastery and maturity, the reliability, doing things according to rules and regulations, stability, longevity, that the new thing that you're doing, that you've been wanting to do all of last year and maybe fearing to do, but now ready to go. It's like the time has come to go and do it. Not only do you want to simply do it, you actually want to excel at it and become your own master in these fields. And arise like the phoenix from the ashes, or arise like a butterfly out of a pupa, during which it's transformed from being a worm, and then it transforms in its pupal state, and it comes out and it flies like a butterfly. And this is the year for you, dear Taurians, to fly like that butterfly and to shine and to be fearless and to be the best version of yourself. So what's going to be helping you during this time also is to interact with more spiritual people. So your groups and friends or societies of friends that you have, like join the Jungian society or some sort of spiritual society, or any kind of somebody who does dancing or somebody who does art, because art and music and dancing all falls more into our spiritual realm. And to help you make this transition, if you can have more imagination and use your intuition and have dreams as to what are my hopes and dreams for the future? Where is it that I want to receive love in my life? And introduce the kind of people in the support system that is walking the same path as you, of this awakening into this world of the foreign, the overseas, the mastery of a course or a degree that you're doing, or a new language that you're learning. That will be your the sense of you're not alone, somebody's holding my hand. People who can make you aware that there is a divine, greater way of being, that the world isn't just about the material world, that there are angels and other beings and the universe that's supporting you along the way. Those are the kind of friends that will help you become this new, revived, reawoken version of yourself. Thank you so much, dear Taurians, for subscribing to my channel and listening to the astrology. I wish you blessings and a fabulous Saturn-Pluto conjunction on the 12th of January. Be gentle on yourself. Be blessed. Take care. Namaste. Bye-bye.